My name is Richard Small. I live in Charlotte, Texas.
Chicago.
Memphis, Tennessee.
I'm a rising senior in North Carolina.
And I'm also a gun violence survivor.
Gun violence has haunted my life since I was a teenager.
Many parents carry a picture of their child with them. Nobody should have to carry a picture of their child on the back of a mass card.
The slaughter of Americans with guns is well known. There have been more than 240 mass shootings in 2022 alone.
In 2021, an average of 3,751 people died from gunshots in America every single month.
And when you look at the black community specifically, we make up over 80% of those who are killed by homicide. And this is now the #1 cause of premature death for all youth, the #1 cause of premature death for black men, and the #2 cause of premature death for black women and Latino men.
This is affecting all of us.
On December 5th, 2003, my mom answered the door of her home and she was shot and killed.
We heard the footsteps of the gunman walk into the bathroom.
So I made the decision to pretend to be asleep.
I seen my cousin get killed right in front of me. He was only 19 years old.
Students now have to go to school in fear every single day, not knowing if they're going to be next.
It makes you feel like a prisoner and the environment you're supposed to feel safe in.
Sometimes I think about all the places in my school where I would hide or escape if someone with a gun came. Isn't it crazy that I should even have to think about this kind of stuff?
The United States is uniquely violent. Other nations have angry young men. Other nations have folks who are mentally ill. Other nations have people who play violent video games. What other nations don't have is easy access to weapons of war.
I'm a member of the NRA.
I'm a Republican.
I'm a big believer in the Second Amendment.
But owning and buying an AR at the age of 18 is about the most insane thing I've ever heard.
I believe that there's no place for military-style assault weapons in the general population. Weapons of war should be used by trained service members for war, and that's it.
We need action now, starting with common sense gun safety measures that protect our children and offer all of us a safer tomorrow.
I need you politicians to hear us, all of your constituents across this entire nation, when we say, you got to get creative.
There is widespread agreement among experts and ordinary people alike on what works. Universal background checks,
Closing gun show loopholes, passing federal waiting periods.
Red flag laws that make sense, that protect the mentally unhealthy from hurting themselves and protect people from domestic abuse. These are things that we all agree on.
How can this living nightmare still be happening?
We know how to stop gun violence.
We can do better than this.
We have folks on both sides of the aisle who are coming together because they know it's important to protect our children. And that's what this is really all about.
This is our opportunity. We need to come together. We need to make our voices heard.
We need help, and we know that you cannot do it alone. So we are here to say we are willing to lift this load with you, but we need you to hear our hearts.
And give the American people hope that we can come together and do something.
We're only asking you to do the will of the people.
If we the people don't stand up and push this lobby back, it would continue to promote more guns and more violence.
So I'm challenging you, I'm challenging Congress to step up.
The choice will be between real change or status quo.
American citizens are begging you.
Enough is enough.
Enough is enough.
Show us that you can do this.
Rise to the occasion. Do what you were elected to do.
Others have taken far greater risks. It's now your turn.
So we have an answer today. We have an answer. It's not a complete answer, but it is an answer that allows us to tell families all across this country that the era of inaction is over. And the question now is what is possible going forward. So thank you for what you have done. Thank you for the testimony as we have been successful in landing this bill on the floor of the Senate. It is no doubt due in part to the work that you have endeavored to undertake over the course of the last week, and to everyone who has been part of the people's filibuster. I express to you my deepest gratitude. Thank you very much.